I can try and...
Wait, it says it's going live.
It does?
Sweetie says it's going live.
Okay.
Huh.
It's a good sign.
Go.
I hope it's a good sign.
I hope so, because it just says waiting for
I can
BABSCon
try,
on my end.
I can try.
Wait, it says it's going live. It says it's going live. It says it's going live. Sweetie says it's going live. Sweetie says it's going live.
Okay.
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 It's a good sign.
Huh.
Go.
I hope it's a good sign.
I hope so, because it just says waiting for
I can
BABSCon on
try,
my end.
I
It says
can
waiting for
try, I can
Wait,
BABSCon.
it says it's going live. 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 It says it's going live.
Just breathe in and say to yourself, Jasper is best soldier.
Okay, shall we try that again?
From the top.
Just breathe in and say to yourself, Jasper is best soldier. Jasper is best soldier.
Okay, shall we try that again?
It's echoing because you do let us know. I will be monitoring the chat for questions and concerns. And with that said, take it away, Doc.
Woo! Thank you kindly. I am glad that we all managed to make it here. We have several members of the team together, and we are hoping to do a Q&A later on. However, I think it is good that we go through and introduce everybody. First off, we have one person that is... Wait, nobody can't hear me?
Yeah, nobody can
Oh, wait,
hear.
no. We got sound. We have sound again.
Oh,
We're good.
okay, never mind.
We have sound again? Okay. Well, first, I'd like to draw some attention to the one person who has made TF2 analysis possible more than any other. Lightning, do you have a few words you'd like to say?
I am Lightning, and I just said a few words.
I am grateful that we have you as part of the series because you have done more visual editing than anyone else by a long shot. Not to mention, you've done some fantastic work on all of the vectors alongside Vector Brony and even Brass. here.
Oh, she lagged. Yeah,
wait.
she
Oh,
lagged.
there we go.
She's
Wait,
back.
here
There,
she
she
is.
lagged out.
Can you hear us, Maddie?
I think it sounds like she's muted
Yeah.
because I think
Okay.
like everybody could
It's okay. Sorry, I'm here.
Ah,
Okay.
good to hear you, Maddie. All right. Everybody can hear us on the stream now. Let's
so.
see.
yeah. I think they can. Yeah, I think they can hear us.
All right, fixed again. We're good.
Excellent. Okay.
My apologies.
It's okay.
You are doing the best you can.
You're still being immensely helpful, Maddie. I really didn't know how to possibly figure this out. I really don't.
Yeah, none of us get technology except for maybe Voice, Finn, Mastercode, and Maddie.
Okay.
So-
Yes. Yeah.
And Sweetie.
It's all working
I know.
now. It's problems like this I knew would happen, but I didn't. There was no way to check until the panel actually started because there was panels all day. So, my apologies to everyone listening and to you guys in the call, of course. But I'm glad it's finally working. Hooray! I am BABSConline.
Hey!
I can do it, Captain.
Scooby Dooby Doo has saved the day.
But anyway, Doc, introductions, go.
Yes. Well, today, aside from Lightning Bliss and Mad Munchkin, we also have Thespio. You want to say a few words for us?
A few words for us.
Yes, I think Lightning liked that joke.
That's my joke. It's your own.
But yes, hi, I'm Thespio, the Blue Spy, and also head audio editor for TF2 Analysis Anarchy. And gotta say, like, I adore how each new installment we try to up the bar at least by like a little bit each time, and it's one of my favorite projects to work on, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Very glad to have you with us. And then, of course, we have another big member of our audio editing team, Jasper. You want to say hi?
Jasper is not here. I am a lamp, and lamps are not allowed to be on stage. It is lamp law.
I shall have to remember that.
And it probably
What?
wasn't a bright idea to have him here on the call.
But bright idea's not here.
Ayo.
And speaking of bright, I'm sure she'd
You
appreciate
booed it out of me. Hello, I am Jasper Pie. I am co-audio editor. I do the TF2 comics, and I am Best Soldier. And I am also the Blue Soldier.
Second best soldier.
Lies and slander!
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that.
I will keep telling myself that. I'll keep telling it until I believe it. So there.
Yeah, well, everybody knows best class is heavy, so.
You're
Anyway,
entitled to your opinion.
I will poop you of your lies!
Anyway.
Well, Finn, aside from being the Blue Engineer, has actually done the visual edits on a few of our videos over the years. You want to say a few words, Finn?
I was but a humble blue pony with a hat, and now I am but a humble blue pony with two hats. Because I get the helmet. So yes.
Hey, Chris Garcia.
Hello, everybody. I'm Finn the Pony. Yes, I have visual edited for multiple projects on Analysis Anarchy. I take great pride in my editing, especially like this. This was one of the big projects that kind of pushed me to up my editing, which I do in my normal videos on my channel now. It brought me to my favorite circle of friends who I love so much, and it's been an absolute blast writing and editing for this series.
Well, thank you kindly for being a part of everything here, Finn.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And then we have one of the oldest members of TF2 Analysis from the very beginning, Voice of Reason, started out as the Red Sniper. You want to say hi for us?
Login visible the kip.
Well, I gotta admit, that's slowing the stream down.
Hey, got the reference. Hello.
Howdy.
Okay.
That's it. That's all he wrote.
Well, I mean, I'm
Yes,
sure. I'm sure there's probably a little more he would like to say, like how he's maybe written like 1 or 2 episodes, but I guess that's small potatoes to him.
Oh yes. I've written a couple of episodes, particular the 2-parter Mission Impossible and For My Eyes Only, as well as the loony insane script that was Mercenary Melodies.
Personal favorite for obvious reasons.
Yes, it was. Also, Golden couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
Oh!
Oh, shots fired.
You should be very lucky he's not here right now.
Okay, then I also say he has loaded dice.
Okay, sir.
Wow.
Dog, discipline the sniper.
Shots
Okay,
fired and shots missed.
moving on. Another one of the big visual editors for the series, Mastercode. He's been a part of our series for quite a while now. Do you want to say a few words, Mastercode?
Hello, everybody. This is your super awesome ace analyst, Master Code, and yes, I've been one of the visual editors for a few months now, probably since I'd say last summer or something like that. I can't remember because I'm tired and currently at work right now. But yeah, it's been good times working with these guys, and I'm also the Green Pyro.
Green Pyro. I'll have to remember that one.
I'm
That one
glad you
episode.
believe that.
It was from that one episode. Remember the part where the people are fighting and stuff like that? Remember that one?
Of course.
I'll get back to you on that one.
We'll talk.
Okay. We also have Abby Rohde with us, but she's been going in and out trying to do some other things, so I don't know if she's available to make any comments right now, but I'm sure she'll let us know when she's back.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah, I'll
think
mention
like she's currently like getting her house cleaned or something like that. But another reason why she's probably in and out. Oh, there she is.
Yep.
Abby. Abby, talk.
Would you like to say a few words,
Abby
Abby?
Rohde here. Hope everybody can hear me okay.
Yep, there you are.
Okay, cool.
But I suppose the other thing we should probably mention, considering that Abby is here, is I believe it's your birthday today, right?
It is.
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
yes, we both address the elephant in the room. Abby. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Hey, I know that reference.
I was hoping someone would.
Yes, I got the reference.
Say it's your birthday. What happy to you? Say it's your birthday. Gonna have a good time.
You're
Okay, I'm done.
all weirdos.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, I remember on my 19th birthday, I went and saw my friends who were they perform in the Beatles tribute band, and they, no joke, played that for me on my birthday.
Nice.
Yeah.
No joke, on my birthday, and they played that for me. It was awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so we are planning on doing a Q&A shortly, but first I wanted to give a special shout out to the Rainbow Table, which is Lightning Bliss's table here at BABSConline, and she says that she's actually been had a couple of products that were really popular today, her cards and her coloring book. Is that right?
New Rainbow Prance cards of Tweak, Euphoria, and Thunderblight. And yes, I officially have a coloring book now, Volume 1, and it's been getting some notice, which probably means I'll have to make a Volume 2 at some point.
I look forward to seeing that, yeah.
It
So
needs
go to our table and
20%
bounce
more
around.
Uncle Jasper.
I'd also like to give a shout out to Mad Munchkin, who is currently holding a charity auction for some very unique Prance cards of her own that she only has just a very few in existence right now. And she'll be showing that off on the stream, I'm hoping. I think, yep, she's got that in mind. Yep, there they are. So,
My
yes.
dice as well, for some reason.
I will also, if the chat will allow me, I will also provide a link to Maddie's auction page. Okay, yeah, it looks like it went through, but yeah, just copy and paste that, and yep. So far, the current bid is like at £155, which is not a bad start.
That is around $192, I believe. I could be wrong because currency conversion rates fluctuates daily. To clarify really quickly before we move on, 50% of the auction is going to a chosen charity, which will be announced at the end of this month. Or, well, no, it won't. After the auction ends, sorry. And the other 50% is going toward my moving fund for moving to America to be with my wonderful and lovely fiance. So it's for a good cause. All right.
Which means we can bug her in the States now!
Yes! We can invade!
I regret everything.
All right. Okay. Okay. Some people are saying that they cannot see the link in the chat. No problem. I believe you can also find it on Mad Munchkin's Twitter.
Oh sure. Yeah. It's should be the pinned post on my Twitter page. One moment. Let me see if I can post the link.
Yeah.
It might work.
Well,
Yeah.
if I get the link, I can send it over to Sweetie. She should be able to put it in the Discord chat.
Hashtag move the Dooney.
Yeah.
Yes, we very, very much look forward to having Mad Munchkin join us here in the States.
Absolutely.
Yes! And I will bring her to Texas, and I will feed her Tex-Mex food, and then she and her fiancé will have to move to Texas.
And she will have me forever and ever and ever.
Yes.
Yes.
I will name it George, and I will hug it and squeeze it and feed it peanuts.
This is so not a secret, but me and Josh are totally conspiring to get all of our friends to move to Texas.
No way in heck am I moving to Texas.
Yes, you are.
I'm not moving to Texas.
Yes, you are. You just don't know it yet.
The farthest south,
Okay.
more than likely, will be North Carolina.
Anyway.
It's like she's inside my head.
Well, either way, yeah, we have those two lovely people selling their wares.
Okay. We will be checking back in with getting the link for everybody soon enough. But in the meantime, I think it is time that we start the Q&A.
Yep. So, yes, please list your questions in the YouTube chat. I will be screening them and picking out the best ones to answer. And we would like to ask they please, at least for the most part, keep in relation to TF2 Analysis Anarchy, so that way we can stay on topic and make use of our time on this panel.
And safe for work.
Oh, just heads up, Maddie. We've seen your desktop on screen.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's lovely art.
But all her art is lovely.
There we go.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, one question I did see. What if you do not have a Twitter? Then that's fine. I believe Maddie also posted a video on her YouTube channel about the cards that she's auctioning off. So a link, I'm sure, will be in the description of that. Okay. All right. I see. First question I see from Cure Crystal. This goes out to everyone, I guess. Favorite episode that we've done so far?
Okay. Let's see. How do you pick a favorite child?
I say pick the one that hasn't burnt down the monastery.
Yeah. Well, out of the ones that I had a hand in writing, I'd probably say either Mercenary Melodies or Mission Impossible. Like Mercenary Melodies because it was just fun to do all the Looney Tunes gags with Jasper. But Mercenary Melodies because it was a challenge to incorporate everyone that was on the team at the time into the script. And just trying to do at least something funny for everyone. So, just so whether it was, Silver dealing with the vampiric jackalope running into the laser beams, or Sweetie saying, like, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, nothing. Everything's fine. How are you? In reference to the Star Wars Episode 1: A New Hope, or where I'm going off on a long-winded speech and everyone just goes, "Get on with it!"
Yes, get on with it!
I gotta point out with that video, that was both one of the most challenging videos, and yet it was the one video that basically broke my abilities into the next level. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So in a ways, it was a stepping stone for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, if I remember, that was the first time you ever did like the slumping shoulders. And afterwards, like when we did Inglorious Jasper, when you had Jasper's puppet fell over, it was almost seamless, and that was like just 3 episodes later.
And then I'm gonna have to pay a quarter to Silver Quill. Continuity.
Can we do a really quick shout out? Sorry to interrupt, but can we do a really quick shout out to Saberspark?
Saber!
Yeah, Saber's watching.
Saber!
Hi, Saber!
Saber!
Hey, Saber! Good to see ya.
Yeah.
Hello. Congrats on 1 million subs, dude.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo! So I guess I'll take the next one. I mean, yeah, biased because I wrote this one, but it was more than just writing it. So I have to say Double Rainbow. Oh wait, was it Double Rainbow? Yeah, it was Double Rainbow. Yep, definitely Double Rainbow. I actually was caught between Double Rainbow or Lightning Blizzard Silver Quill Superform script. Great Scott, this is heavy. I gotta give it to Double Rainbow because, it was kind of one of those moments where I got Duck to come out of his shell on his anger.
Oh yeah, that was fun to audio edit.
It kind of set a basis that, guys, believe it or not, Twink is not invincible. He just is to some characters.
Yeah.
Just gotta know how to deal with him.
His weaknesses are Dr. Wolf and unexpected fourth wall breaks.
Unexpected
True.
and literal wall breaks. Heyo.
Let's see. I guess I'll go next. I would have to say for me, one would think that just because I'm in it, that Green Inferno would be my favorite. But I would have to actually say Blinded by the Phoenix. Golden's 2-parter Superform video was one of my favorites to work on because, even though a majority of the time the audio editing is split between either me and Jasper or me and Brass Polish, this was one of the few episodes where I took on every single bit of the audio editing, and I think that was also, I wanted to consider that a bit of a stepping stone for me to sort of up my game. And it was one of the rare times where, yeah, it included a lot of the humor, but it was played a lot more dramatically, like Ubertastic and the like, and such.
Yee.
So yeah, I definitely have to say Blinded by the Phoenix. That's definitely one of my favorites overall. But other than that, I definitely say like what we got in the future is proven to also be a top contender. But I will not go into that because that would be spoilers. But
please, no spoilers.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. Anyone else want to speak up about favorites?
Ooh, me.
What you got, Jasper?
Okay, favorites that I personally wrote, probably a tie between Green Inferno or The Rescuers 6 Feet Under, just because of the comedic chemistry between the characters, like me and Thespia, of course, and me, Thespia, and Sweetie, and Blissey. I like the comedic chemistry between the peoples.
You yelled at me!
Oh.
You big meaty heads!
Incorrection! He's the one that yelled at you. I just stood there rambling off like a doofus.
You got a point.
As for favorite that I didn't write, probably the Gingerbread Man.
Yeah.
I had so much fun audio editing that. Just really
God.
creepiness to
You know how scary it was to make those facial expressions for everybody.
And I want to say, any episode where Jaspy just gets to let loose and go crazy will always be top contender.
Yep.
You know, funny enough that you bring up Gingerbread Man. That was one of the few episodes that actually had some input from Katie, specifically for what music choices to use.
Really?
Yeah, like she had a hand in picking out more of the like the creepy music box choice, or even like the beginning credits music for Green Inferno. She had a hand in choosing that. But yeah, like for any sort of horror music piece, I got some input from her while I was doing my bits on polishing. So yeah.
I just wanted to scream, Daddy needs his private time.
Okay, so we have about 18 minutes before the panel needs to come to a close. But
Are they not going to expand it?
Not currently. I think we better stick with our appointed time because there are other panels that need to have the space.
Well,
At any rate, though, I did want to mention that my favorite episodes are most likely ones that just haven't come out yet. I can think of one that Lightning and I wrote together that I'm very, very much looking forward to one day. But
oh yeah,
I know which one you're talking about. It's still on the back burner though.
We need to fix it. It needs adjusting. It needs
it's okay.
Fixing.
We'll fix it. But if I had to pick an episode that is out, then I'd probably go with Substitute Heavy, because not only is it featuring my brother Tarek being super overpowered, but also Lightning actually is taking a break and staying in bed for once. And at the very end, her husband comes in and shows that, oh, you think a dragon's overpowered? Well, take a look at this.
Taking a break, he says.
Yeah.
All right.
So
what was that?
So,
we can go overtime instead of stopping at 3 if you want.
Oh, cool.
Oh, we can. All right, awesome.
Yeah, it's on video, so.
Yeah, I would figure that, because technical problems forced us to start late, it would only seem fair.
Okay.
All right. So, let's see. Did anyone else want to quickly chime in on favorite episodes before moving on?
How about Maddie?
Maddie.
It's a tie between Hats Off to You, because that was the first episode I wrote.
I loved working on that one. That was
the first one I ever edited.
That was so much fun to edit.
It was also
Memories.
the first one where you see Mary Sue on screen for the first time, I think. I could be wrong about that.
Well, I think we heard her voice, but we never.
We heard her voice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we heard her voice, but she didn't actually physically
Yeah.
appear until Practically Perfect.
That's it, yeah. And not apart from that one, because that seems self-serving to say my favorite one is the one I wrote. No. I think my favorite episode so far would be Gingerbread Man. Purely because it's so totally different from anything else we have done. It was just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insanity in a bottle.
All right.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, let's see. I actually.
Can I do mine too?
Finn, I am so sorry. I thought you already said your favorite, where like any episode where Jasper goes completely off the rails.
Well, that was what I was going to say. My favorite that I had a hand in is, again, also Gingerbread Man, just because I think I did a good job on that one, at least I think I did. And it's just a lot of fun. I love writing comedy. Comedy is my thing, and I love comedy episodes. And speaking of comedy, favorite episode I didn't have a hand in was Green Inferno, because Will and Jaspy are comedy kings, great duo, and Will as the mask is perfect casting.
I'm blushing. Somebody shoot me.
Stop.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. I actually saw that Saberspark himself actually had a question. Just sorry to tear away. If you were to write a letter to a deer, how would you start the letter?
To whom it may concern.
Dear.
Dear
He's on his B-Stars kick right now, so.
My goodest of durs.
Oh, well, no, you would write, "Dear, my dear, dear."
Honestly, I would just say, "Dear Tyandaga and or Spirit Productions."
I would say,
"Dear Tyandaga," or etc.
I would
To
say,
the one with the antlers. Sorry.
It's okay.
Here, remove the antlers. All right. Let's see. Okay, this one I've been seeing asked by multiple people. Will Dr. Wolf ever get a super form?
Okay, to quote
Guys, let Doc answer.
Sorry.
Let Doc answer.
Okay. I have been getting this question a lot. And yes, it would make sense that Doc would get a super form because all the rest of the teams have been getting super forms. But I actually wanted to write a story where Doc does not get a super form and has to overcome a truly new challenge without one. But that is yet to be seen. I'm not going to get into spoiler territory for that.
So no Puppy Ranger?
No Dr. Werewolf?
So we're not going to see Dr. Wolf as Fenrir?
Doc turned into a giant tomato.
I have seen so many fan arts of Doc getting a super form where he becomes a giant werewolf or something.
And I do appreciate all that fan art. It's actually fun to see fans coming up with their own ideas.
Tell me what's on your mind.
He's good to be helping. Dog help.
I'm sorry, Doc, but we have to see that now. That is just too good to pass up. I'm sorry.
Well, better idea, make it a Halloween episode.
Yes.
There you go, yeah.
That's like something out of Treehouse of Horror.
Wolf, help.
All right.
Wolf good to be helped.
Okay. Let's see. There was another one that I saw kind of scrolling around. Oh, this username is a bunch of looks like it's a bunch of Chinese letters, but he or she asks, what is the most challenging part about making Red versus Blue?
Finding the right music cues from my end.
Making it funny.
Yes. Making it engaging for 6 parts.
Not
Yeah.
spoiling anything.
Yeah, not saying a thing.
Yeah, because for
think
the most
hardest
part
you go ahead.
okay, I was about to say, like, because this was like so far the biggest multi-parter we've had ever since Seven Nation Army, and it's one that's being written by you, Doc, as well as Josh. And yeah, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think like at least one of the most challenging parts I would think is, making sure it all forms into one big cohesive whole. Would that be fair to say?
That is definitely part of it. I think I actually had a little more difficulty trying to balance every single character so that they all have a moment to shine while also having a cohesive story arc in mini form, at least, for as many characters as we could.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I would have to say, like, at least from an audio editor standpoint, is like, this has probably been the most complex that we've ever done it. Like, not just to make sure that every single line of dialogue flows naturally, especially when I'm picking out best takes before sending the dialogue track to either Jasper or Brass for them to do, their stuff and then send it to me back to polishing. But I think also making sure that what's the right way to say this? Like
the dialogue is natural?
The dialogue is natural, and that, yeah, just, again, like, everything flowing together. And I know Brass he's done this thing where he not only just adds, sound effects and music, but he also adds ambience, like any sort of, depending on when the setting takes place, like, say, explosions or dust blowing up, or even just like any sort of ambient sound, or I think you might know this term, Boyce, room tone, if you will.
Yeah, familiar with it a little bit.
Yeah, because I think you work in a news station, and whenever they're doing like interviews, they have to get like 30 seconds of room tone or something like that.
Yeah, room tone, so that way, in a sense, make sure like there's no outside interference.
Yeah. So yeah, just making sure like it all comes together, and of course timing everything right to make sure that nothing goes on for too long or nothing succeeds in rapid succession too quickly, and it's just a matter of balancing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, and I could say just from the editor's perspective that now this was something Doc was against. I need to point that out to everybody right now because it's a large parter. I wanted consistency though, because even though Finn, Ty, Mastercode, they all do lovely jobs of editing, everybody's editing abilities are different and their styles clearly show. I wanted consistency throughout the entire special parter, and I am a very stubborn lead editor of the project, and I don't like relinquishing control. That being said, I knew what I was getting into when I said I'm going to do all of it. And I have no regrets so far, but I can tell you right now that, yeah, there are times where I realize how long some of these parters are, that I realize, oh, this is nothing like Seven Nation Army. This is way bigger than Seven Nation Army.
Seven Nation Army was like a TV film. This is a full-length theatrical release.
This is a movie. This is a movie. And it dawned on me even more so how much I'm getting into. However, I've been getting so much praise, so much encouragement, so much, oh, you got this, you're fine. I hope so, because I hope I could just live up to the great audio editing that Will and Joey and Brass have done, because, oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, that's why I always make it a point. Like, we've implied this system, like, I think, like, for the past year or two now. Like, whenever an audio is completely finished for an episode, I usually make it a point to not only include as much visual notes in the script as possible, but also go over the audio with them in case they have any questions or concerns, or they ask, well, like, hey, what's meant to be going on here? Is there a specific expression you need me to use here and stuff like that? It's all about making sure that everyone is on the same page as much as possible.
Yeah, I don't like asking for help, sweetie. Anyway, next question.
Let's see. That's another thing. Like, at least to shout out Sweetie real quick. She, as well as Jasper, they also help with making sure everybody keeps up on making sure they submit their lines to our collaboration folder and stuff like that. So that's also an important kind of shtick. So thank you for that, Sweetie and Jasper, for helping us with all that.
I poke people on an almost daily basis.
Yeah. Let's see. I see that Harmony Dancer, Jasper's girlfriend, had an interesting question.
I mean, it's cool. I'm cool.
Okay.
I'm fine. I'm aces.
If you could be a different class from what you are now, what would you want to be? I would already know almost immediately A&Y would want to be the medic.
I would want... Oh, sorry.
Pyro.
I would want to be the heavy, because it's the only other class I know how to properly play.
I would say engineer, because I think that's probably my, outside of sniper, that's my second best class.
I think it's anyone who's stuck around with me long enough has known for a long time I wanted to be the spy.
Pyro is my second biggest next to engineer, but Keyframe also suggested the spy, but instead of knives, I use back hugs.
Yeah, they just give you a shock. Oh my goodness!
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Or give me a heart attack. Oh wait, you did give me a heart attack.
or like you don't just really stab them with the knife. You just kind of jab their sides a little bit just to give them a bit of a shock.
Yeah. Not
Okay,
death,
but what
just a mild surprise.
What if they were gingerbread man hugs?
Ooh. That would
And
be
we're going
Now they're
to
scary,
die.
right?
We're rambling, guys, and we're short on time, so let others
Yeah.
answer.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Like Finn, engineer was the class that I played the most by far. But second favorite would definitely be the medic. I like playing support classes. I always have liked playing support classes.
And they say you can't teach a dog to heal.
I just now got it.
Okay. We have a few minutes left here. We got to keep focus.
All right. But first, I'll did you have a thing, Maddie?
I was going to say mine was sniper.
Oh, okay.
I would actually say, like, interestingly enough, whenever I play the game, my best class is also engineer.
Yeah.
But I'd say if I wanted to switch, I personally wouldn't mind trying to be the demo man. I think that's like my second best.
Sweet.
So, but yeah, let's see. Next question from a Z-Blade Garson. Will there ever be any more bigger projects in the future on the same scale as Red versus Blue besides what we got going on right now?
I don't know if we'd ever attempt something this big again, because this was a tremendous undertaking and we're still in the midst of it.
Yeah.
But it depends. If we come up with another idea that is as grand or even grander, and if we're all passionate enough about it to see it all the way through the end, then yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. I think, like, at least for right now, I think we may be planning on doing more shorter, self-contained sort of things before we go on to any more overarching, at least for the time being. But we're not against it. We would just have to, see what's on our plate and what we want to do for the future. So yeah.
We have a couple minutes left. We might have time for one more question, but we got to do a quick closeout as well.
Okay.
I think they said we could go over a little bit, though.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did say we could go over. So
if we want to do a little more, we can.
I want to make sure I don't step on the toes of anyone else who is waiting to start their panel. But
I think it's because we have our own video on here. I think that's why we can go over time, because it's a video versus a stream.
Yeah, we've got like I've been watching closely to the BABSCon channel. They have like multiple videos up, so we can go for as long as we need. Like, I'd say like we got like another like 15 minutes, which is about the time we started.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to.
The other panels will start on time. Yes, that's what I'm being told. They have their own link. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, this one is to Doc. Why did you decide to have you and your ladies OC be wolves, but your brother is a dragon?
That's because my brother came up with his OC decades before I came up with mine.
Yeah.
I mean, he is huge into Dungeons and Dragons. Since I was very young, I can remember him playing Dungeons and Dragons with his friends. And he came up with a character of his own to fit within the world of Dungeons and Dragons and came up with its own backstory. And he's been very slowly building up on it over the years. And then I came up with Dr. Wolf and decided, you know what? If I want to have Tarek be part of the story, I think I know exactly how I can have him be a part of Doc's life.
Yeah.
It's okay. That's fair enough. I see a Kelvin Shadewing in the chat asked a really interesting question. Apparently, he's asking, what would we think if he made a TF2 Analysis Anarchy game?
Ooh.
I think we get sued by Valve.
Yeah, how would you go about doing that?
I have one idea, but sorry.
If I'm correct, Bliss, you introduced me to this guy. He makes sprite animations, right?
Yes. He's been I just brain dead for a minute.
No worries.
Yeah, he is really good friends with Tarek, actually. Tarek is the reason why I met Kelvin, and he actually rooms with me and Aeon at HarmonyCon. And yeah, he does a lot of really fun sprites. He's even offered me to, well, basically we'd be doing this together, but he offered to make me these really cool digital light banners. So like for me to host at my next vendor table, because he's hoping to sell those at one point. And yeah, basically, I think at some point I'm gonna give that a pilot test, more or less. But yeah, he's a really cool guy.
I was gonna say, what if we did an Analysis Anarchy point and click game? We already point guns and click triggers, so. Of course, that may be my Sam Max fan talking.
That's your Sam and Max fan talking.
I'm biased, no survey.
All right. Ooh, I see an interesting question from a DJ Silverwing. I think this harkens back to I know you released this a while ago, Doc, but he was asking, what if Illicity was an editor for a new episode in the future? Because he's the one who wanted to test out lip syncing. I mean, if he'd be up for it, I wouldn't be against it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, it'd definitely be different. It'd be cool.
It would probably have to be like, we would have to like plan it out way in advance, because like I'm not an animator by trade, but I can tell that just basic lip syncing takes a lot of time and patience.
There's a reason why I did talk to Doc about this a long time ago, and while it was cool of him to do it, the problem is that if fans start demanding that more often, not all of us editors are capable of doing it, nor have the time to do it in that time frame that we like these episodes to be out. Hence why it's not a priority form of editing.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And plus, too, I think like if we were to do that, like have some sort of lip syncing, if we did want to imply that, I think it might just be for like maybe like a gag or something. Probably not for like a full-on episode, because that would just raise too much expectations, or like that would just be like kind of like a one-time thing.
Yeah, I could see that being a visual gag totally, because who's to say we can't have to go? Wait a minute, why is your face moving so much faster than it usually is?
Yeah. So this is what lips feel like.
Why is my mouth doing the opening closing?
Have a little lip sync as a treat.
Yeah.
This doesn't make sense. We're supposed to have 5 frames each.
We're supposed to be going just
and sometimes why?
Let's see. He also asked. He had like a second follow up. What if there was a gray man character? At some point in the future.
The idea is being tossed around. It's just nothing set in stone yet.
Yeah, nothing's set in stone quite yet. But we even while we're working on current things, we do have ideas bouncing around that we at least try to archive as best as possible. Just just one thing at a time.
I have like a million ideas a minute.
Yep.
Let's see. See what else. Oh, here's an interesting one from a Cotton Lum. Do we ever plan on making Analysis Anarchy prance cards?
If we can strike a deal with the creator, I think.
How would we? I think the better question would be, how would we do that? There's theoretically, there's 19 team members in total for both the red and the blue. Did I get? No, not 19. It's 18, right?
Yeah, it's 18.
18. The Prince deck is equivalent of a regular deck of cards. And how many cards are in a deck?
I believe it's 52.
Yeah, we don't even get halfway up to the quota for the Prance game, so
It could work as
An expansion pack.
an interesting expansion pack, yeah. Huh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I honestly would not be opposed to the idea. I think the only other question is like, what would we put that under, as OCs or YouTubers?
Neither. They would have their
in terms of like the suit that they
I
have.
think they'd have their own
They would have their
subcategory.
own. Yeah, they would have their own category.
Yeah.
All a matter of getting in contact with the guy first.
Yeah, but that is an interesting suggestion. That's a maybe. It's a maybe. Let's see what do we got here. Okay. If a this is from Magical Dude. If a TV executive came to us and wanted to make Analysis Anarchy into an official cartoon series, and if Valve and Hasbro were okay with it, would we say yes?
I would only have one condition. An episode with Ronaldo voiced by Christian Potenza.
I think Doc should answer that one though.
Okay, in whatever world exists where Hasbro and Valve would give their permission to have us do something like that, it would be fascinating to see what the end result could be. But I'm trying to figure out how do you come up with enough material to last 30 minutes in an episode kind of thing, or 22 minutes, I should say. It takes us how many months just to come up with anything that lasts over 22 minutes?
Well, I'm assuming with like TV executives and whatnot, they would help us out, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it would have to be a thing where we would have to jump through a lot of hurdles to make sure that we have as much creative control as possible. Because as someone who knows a few things about ins and outs in the entertainment business, and I'm sure Abby can also back me up on this, sometimes you don't have as much, like in certain projects, you don't have as much creative freedom as you think you have. You do have to comply with, higher ups in the media company that you work for. So it is a tricky tightrope to walk across if you want to, at least be satisfied with it.
Well, that and I would like to keep ownership of my character Lightning Bliss. I don't want Hasbro or Valve copywriting her to the point where I'm not allowed to use her on my own channel anymore, even though she's mine. My character, my name. Hands off, Hasbro and Valve.
That is true.
A lot of it is due to negotiation.
I suppose that's one benefit to making a Wolf OC. It's not based on any pony thing. So I guess I don't have to worry about it as much as you guys would.
I can see you grinning over there, Doc. You shush.
All right. Let's see. I think we have time for maybe like one or two more questions. I saw one from Equestria Guy 637. What does the rest of the crew think about? I guess they're asking for your opinions on audio. What does the rest of the crew think about the different types of music that are featured in each episode?
Gulp.
I mean, I didn't grow up with the Thomas the Tank Engine. Sorry if I said it wrong.
No, you did. You're good.
Okay.
At least you didn't say Thomas the Train. Then they would have had to scream.
Thomas the Train Engine.
I don't want the uncles to murder me. I do know that those are ready available soundtracks, and they're really well made soundtracks. I think that's one of the reasons why Joey and Will use them, as well as the fact they are fans of the show, and it's not hurting any copyright. The copyright bots are not attacking Doc's channel, thankfully. So
yeah, so here's a bit of context to at least help quickly explain. Me and Jasper are fans of Thomas and Friends, and there have been certain people online that actually recreate the music from the show, and a good majority of them, not all of them, but there are some of them that do allow free use as long as we give credit. And I actually remember I discussed this with Brass a little bit. Some people think that that's a bit of a distraction, which I can sort of understand, but at the same time, I choose to see them like they're just good pieces of music because they fit the tone of the story and what we're trying to convey. I just see it as another option to use to help make it pop, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only time where like specific music tracks, because I remember for both Mission Impossible and for My Eyes Only, I needed specific tracks so the mood would fit. So while we had like most of the stuff that I think we used for that was the TF2 stuff. So like the medic stuff, and then the engineer's guitar stuff. But I think when I look for a specific music track, like the St. Crispin's Day speech, I desperately wanted that for like the rousing speech for like I'm a rousing speech I'm giving to the troops. We're going to be triumphant, and then all of a sudden like it cuts out because Finn accidentally put the exit where the entrance is supposed to be and the entrance where the exit's supposed to be. Or stuff like Metal Gear Solid or the Pink Panther, just like sneaking around music.
Mm-hmm. Also, there's a lot of SpongeBob production music in there, and that makes me happy. I approve.
And I also try to casually sneak in a few video game music from no particular title at all. I'm not obsessed. I don't know what you're talking about.
So it's not like it's just Lord and Savior or anything.
So yeah, we do try to. We borrow from a lot of different sources just to try to keep things fresh, as long as it pertains to what's going on in the story, to make sure everything fits. And yeah, Voice, you're right. I believe Mission Impossible and For My Eyes Only was so far the only one where you were asking for very specific sort of tracks to use, while everything else is just kind of free range.
Mm-hmm.
But what I like about all of the music for the series is that they've pretty much become new motifs for the characters and situations that everybody gets into. So it's like when you hear a certain song played, you kind of already know, okay, this is the kind of situation that's going to happen, because it's become so ingrained in the show.
In a sense, yeah, that's another great way to put it. Thank you, Abby. Let's see. And I think last question before we can wind down is from an Iris P95. Since you guys live in a desert, or rather we do most of our fighting in a desert, would the Analysis Anarchy team be fighting an evil cactus in the future?
What?
I was wondering where Cactus Steven went after Steven Universe Future.
Well, I can safely tell you this from personal experience in the show. Never try to wipe with a cactus. I will not further go into it.
As long as it's not a peyote cactus, I think we should be fine.
I was going to say, are we going to be fighting a bunch of Togemon now?
Oh no! Oh, it's just an army of Maractai and Cacturns.
And Cactians!
Well, I think we've actually also been talking about maybe at some point in the future, maybe changing up locations every once in a while, so that way we're not just restricted to Coal Town.
Yeah, that's my duty. I go into Gary's mod and take photos.
Yes.
Yeah. So there have been talks about trying to do our fighting business in other maps, but that has yet to be seen.
Yes.
Okay. I suppose this is a good time to wind things down. But, yeah, it's been rather entertaining to think of all these different questions you've been asking us, because a few of them we haven't really thought of them that way before. But, yeah, that's kind of interesting. I have to imagine that someday in the future it might be possible to make TF2 Analysis Anarchy prance cards. That's just an interesting idea.
Well, mind you, like, granted, I think this is one of the few times where we actually allowed questions and answers, because most of the time for TF2 panels at regular conventions, we just show stuff off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it's so fun to see audience reaction and capture it to watch years from now. I'm sorry we didn't get to do that this year, but this has been fun nonetheless.
Yeah, this was an interesting change of pace. I like it.
Yee.
Big thanks again to Mad Munchkin for making this possible. I would have been lost without you, Maddie. I do appreciate it.
Good job, Maddie.
Maddie's best. Maddie's best, Dooney.
You did it good.
Yeah.
I-
Despite all the technical difficulties we had to face in the beginning, we're glad they were solved, and we still got to do what we came here to do. So yeah, thanks again, Maddie, for the help.
She's the reason we're here, people.
Yes, thank you, second best soldier.
I also want to give one more shout out to both Mad Munchkin's charity for selling these very unique Mary Sue and Mad Munchkin Prance cards. We will have links in BABSCon Discord chat, as well as shout out to Lightning Bliss and her online vendor table, which, again, the Prance cards seem to be very popular alongside her coloring books. So we hope everybody will go take a look.
Yay! I also have other things too, like LED light stands and plushies and prints and posters and badges and yeah, you get it.
Yeah. Also another one of our members who sadly could not make it to this stream is also selling their wares in the BABSCon Discord server, and that's Keyframe, our blue medic.
Support the system. I ran out of time to get an image and a table name for her. My apologies.
Her table is, if I'm correct, I can look it up real quick. It is Cosmic Keyframe Productions.
Yeah.
And she also, I believe, has a discount code. If you use the code BABSConline, and for this weekend only, you'll get 20% off your order.
All right.
Yep.
Show some love for
Definitely
Lady
go
Legacy.
support all the peoples, especially and go support Sissy. Yes. Also, I'm personally happy I got to join in on this because I wouldn't have been able to make it to BABSCon otherwise.
We're happy to have you, Abby.
Yay, happy to be here.
I'm so very glad that we managed to bring together so many members from the team and that we've had so much support from the fans over the years. And we are very much looking forward to showing off Red versus Blue Part 2 in less than a week.
Yep. Look. Yep. It is set to premiere on Friday, May 15th.
Yes.
Woo!
Are you going to record our reactions again?
Well, I'm hoping we get to do that again. That was fun.
Can we?
I hope I can make it that day, because work schedule or lack
what time
thereof.
would it be on Friday?
We shall find out.
Okay.
Well, until next time, everyone, thank you kindly for joining us here today. Thank you for the very fun questions, and we hope to see you for BABSCon next year.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everybody.
Live long in propane.
Guys.
We love you.
All right. Make sure we're out. Make sure we're offline.